Hello there, we're on to the roundup now, and if you don't mind, Mike, I'll just very quickly mention the Ladies' Premiership. It's not being discussed as much as perhaps we ought to, which is something I promise we'll get on top of, but fortunately we're not in the position to apologise for a Rugby Nats curse here, because I actually haven't backed either of the teams, but the Saris ladies lost their first game at the weekend. I've read the report. It must have been a hard-fought match because it's 5-0.
Yeah.
By anybody's standards, that's tedious.
Mind you, conditions were dreadful on Saturday, weren't they? And Sunday, of course. Sunday.
But you're going to crack off with National 1.
Well, talking of the curse, then, you want me to mention it, do you? And I've had a number of threatening letters from Coventry supporters. No, delete that. That's not the case. Coventry resumed normal services on Saturday by scoring
convincingly.
Scoring 9 tries and over Esher. But of course, the week before they'd conceded 62 points against Blackheath. And reading all the reports, Blackheath had been threatening this for some time. They felt they'd had problems,
good,
they had injuries. It just came good. Well, I mean, it was. No, I didn't expect it. I don't think anyone expected it. But then this week, you got a reversal of roles. Blackheath 2-0 up to Hull Ionians, who are, I think, third from bottom, or were third from bottom, and lost 32-21. And I mean, it's just amazing, really. Again, I don't think anyone would have predicted that. It takes Hull Ionians out of the relegation zone just by one place, but fair play to them. Congratulations to them. But within the National One, it's. I'd still have the money on Coventry, really. They're 15 points ahead of Darlington.
You can't take your bet off just by losing one game, can you?
No. But it was a surprise. It was a great shame. They lost that unbeaten record, and it would have been some achievement to go through the whole season.
They probably used your name as motivation in the changing room.
They probably will do now for the remainder of the season. So if they want, I can make a guest appearance up there. To be pilloried, but hopefully, I mean, I just think they'll crack on now. In the North, National 2 North, that's getting very interesting. Sale are top, well, they're joint top with Hinckley, and both are on 70 points. Now, Sale beat South Leicester pretty convincingly, 39-7, and they seem to be getting into a run of form, yeah. And Hinckley won at Sheffield Tigers, 36-5. And Sedgley Park come up into third now after beating Tyndale in a pretty close match, 23-22, and but Tyndale now go down to fifth, and Stourbridge, who also lost this time to Chester, they actually go up into fourth place. There's 11 points difference there between the top side, the two top sides, Sale and Hinckley, and the fifth. But I still think it's quite close, and you've got 10 games to run, and there could be changes. But I'm beginning to fancy Sale. They were playoff contenders last year, and I just think they'll have that experience, perhaps to make it again. National 2 South, I actually went down to Cinderford on a very, very foggy, misty day. Pretty horrid weather there. And I watched Cinderford, who were top of the league, take on Rams, Relegensians Rams, who were third, and quite honestly, they won the game, quite convincingly. It's 26-5. It was a good game, I thought, but they've, I think that win has guaranteed them either top spot or a place in the playoffs. Yeah, Chinner, big win. Yeah, 50 points to turn over Worthing, and so those sides now are well ahead. I mean, they both have to lose 4 games for either the Rams or for Taunton really to
be in trouble,
to challenge them. So obviously I do want to put a curse on them. So they would be favourites there. In the regional leagues, I mean, London is just it's topsy turvy, but Guernsey are staying top. They won at Dorking 24-11. Or sorry, they beat Dorking 24-11 at home. But Barnes are stalking them now. They're a few points behind, but they scored 97 against Southend.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, 97-7.
Oh.
And Guernsey are on 73 points, but Barnes are on 67. And again, Barnes, they're experienced. They played in the national leagues.
Yeah.
You know, I think they can operate well under pressure. It's just a question of, you know, a bit of luck keeping people fit. And Tring drew with Hertford 14-all. So really, that league is still wide open, and I wouldn't like to predict there what would happen. In the Midlands, Birmingham, Solihull, their game was postponed, but they still lead Division 2. They're unbeaten. They're only 2 points ahead of their nearest rivals, Peterborough Lions. But they've got 2 games in hand on them, so you know they look good as well. Peterborough beat Longton 56-28, and Newport are in third. They lost 10-9 to Nuneaton. So, you know, if Birmingham, they've got these games still. Of course, you know, they can't guarantee they're going to win them, but the games in hand certainly gives them a
bit of an edge.
Yeah. Preston Grasshoppers, they march on. They're still unbeaten. They put 87 points on Kendal on Saturday.
I find games like that really difficult to watch.
Yeah, I think when it becomes, you know, it's good if you're involved.
Score,
yeah. If you're a supporter or a coach or certainly a player, it's a good afternoon's entertainment, isn't it? They're now 22 points ahead of Lynn, and who are in second place. Hull are third, and Harrogate are fourth. But again, without bringing the curse on them, either, you know, Preston, I think, are now motoring ahead and must be favourites. South West, Stings had an impressive away win to Newton Abbot. I mean, Newton Abbot have started very well.
It's almost a local derby as well.
It is,
really.
yeah. You know, they started very well earlier on in the season, but have lost their way a bit, and they lost at home to Dings. That's a very good win for Dings down there.
It's close though, wasn't it? It's
yeah, 17-14.
Yeah, good game.
So Dings they top. They're on 71 points, and they're 11 clear of Bournemouth, who beat Cleeve 13-12, and now occupy second place. And then you've got Newton Abbot are in third, and then you've got Maidenhead in fourth.
Another close win.
They did. They beat Lydney at home. I fancy Dings, but I think it's still too close to call, and I do feel that the sides below them, Bournemouth, Newton Abbot, and Maidenhead, you know, very good chance of making that playoff spot. And this weekend, there's some cracking games coming up actually between those sides who have contested first place. I mean, in the North. National 2 North, Hinckley take on Sale, so that's first against seconds. In National 2 South, Chinner against Cinderford. Now I'm going to make a prediction here.
Dear.
A prediction. Having seen both sides, I feel that if the weather is dry, if the pitches have dried out a bit, I do fancy Chinner.
Oh, really?
But I think if it's a damp, wet Saturday afternoon, or we've had rain during the week to make the pitch quite heavy, I think you'd go with Cinderford.
They're more weighty, are they?
They're very powerful. It's not just weight. I think they're very powerful. They're dynamic at close quarters. So that's. I suppose it's not a prediction, is it? I'm hedging your bets here, but have a look at the weather forecast anyway before you put any money on. And then you've got 1 and 2 again in the regional Southwestern League
Bournemouth.
with Dings and Bournemouth. But whatever you're doing this weekend, make sure you keep Saturday afternoon free and you get out and support that local club.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching.